Well, we have a few minutes. If you have questions, comments, anything, the mic will be open. For many of you, this is going to be just something that you need to chew on and think about before you can really talk about it too much. And that's okay. It's okay.
Who was playing the piano today?
Ben Lane.
Ben Lane. He talked about how simple the gospel is, but it's not always easy. And the simpleness of it that I see is the spiritual side. Jesus Christ is all about love. And we're all responsible to manifest that love. And every other Christian on this planet. If every Christian is out there manifesting love, we will change our circumstances on this earth. There's not even a question of that. But we all have to be on the same page. We all have to have unity in that thing we want to change. And you spoke of boldness early, and meekness and diversity again. Just look at the 12 apostles, how diverse they were. Peter, pretty bold. You also mentioned how just becoming a Christian doesn't change who you are. You got to work at it. Well, Peter was bold right till the end, and I think I'm correct in saying, didn't he swipe a soldier's ear off when they came to take Jesus? I mean, he was bold. He was ready to go. And the other Christians and the apostles weren't so bold. There are apostles we don't even think of their names because of the diverse group, and some are hardly mentioned in the Bible at all. That's the diversity. And they were all there for a purpose. Jesus had everyone there for a purpose. But we don't know his purpose at the time. But you can see it, his diversity, and you can see where boldness is important. And boldness might be as simple as saying to someone in a car, God bless you. Just to remind them God is out there. So that's what I love Ephesians. I listened to Ephesians on audio. I've probably listened to it 30 times in the last year. And I read along. I can bring it up my TV and read the Bible. It is the guide in my world. For me, it is the guide on how to walk with Jesus.
I just want to say thank you. That was so good. And so good. I don't know, was that like a direct download, or was there some book I can read to learn more about that?
I wouldn't say it was a direct download. It's been a process that God has led us through. Certainly there isn't a book that I'm aware of. A lot of these ideas are ancient. The early church fathers saw these things more like I'm describing. Since the Reformation, this hasn't generally been the way that this passage has been interpreted. But it has historical precedence. In other words, yeah. We're not the first. So you could read ancient church fathers prior to the establishment of the Constantine Church, especially, and see these ideas. They're also today. They tend to be in new things that are happening in the church that are like more movemental. There's a Movement Leaders Collective. Alan Hirsch writes books on this stuff. Okay. I haven't read his books, but I've read a lot of what he's said, and they see these similarly.
Okay, so I have a question about the equipping gifting of prophecy. So in Revelation 12:17, it says, "The dragon was infuriated over the woman and went off to fight the rest of her children." Some translations say the remnant of her seed. "Those who obey God's commands and bear witness to Yeshua." Well, then in Revelation 19, it says, I'll read. Okay, so the angel said to me, "Write, how blessed are those who have been invited to the wedding feast of the Lamb." Then he added, "These are God's very words." I fell at his feet to worship him, but he said, don't do that. I'm only a fellow servant with you and your brothers who have the testimony of Yeshua. Worship God, for the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy. So it seems to me, and I know you did say this, but like that we all have been given some measure of all of these equipping giftings, but is that something different, or is that the type of prophecy that you were talking about from Ephesians 4?
So that is the message, right? In Revelation, the word prophecy is emphasizing the message.
Like the gospel?
Versus the messenger.
Okay.
So the spirit of the message of prophecy is the divine, it's divine perspective, right? That's the spirit of prophecy. Read that passage again. Where are you in Revelation 19?
The second part or the first part? Oh, 19. It's, well, I read 9 and 10. So it's the end of 10. For the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy.
Right. So Jesus is the way, the truth. Like he is the revelation. And revelation from God is what prophecy at its most basic fundamental level means. It is divine revelation.
Like
so the Spirit,
sharing his word?
It's not sharing his word. I mean, it can be. It's divine. It's divine message. Prophecy is divine message. So when it says the Spirit, what it means is the irreducible nature of the idea of prophecy is the word of Jesus, the testimony of Jesus, because he is the divine revelation. He is incarnate God.
The Word made flesh.
He's the Word made flesh. The incarnation is prophetic in that sense because it's a divine revelation. So prophecy is divine revelation. It's divine message. Jesus, the testimony of Jesus, therefore, is like the
essence of God that can be
the
observed
essence of prophecy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So first, when you said the word commission, I realized it's co-mission, like a mission that a lot of people do. And then I also wanted to give an example of someone I know who's very equipping. So my boss, Sheriff, she is so equipping, it's crazy. Just like random moments. I remember it was a slow day, so we were in the back together, and I said, I shared an article from the Babylon Bee so randomly. I was like, it'd be so fun to write for them. She's like, you should do an internship with them and see like what you can do to like help write for them. I was like, whoa, she's like, whoa, you can do that. And another time, Gwen and I were working, and we were talking about like our future careers, and Gwen was like, I don't know what to do. Like I like a lot of different things. And Shareth was just like giving her so many examples, and it was like so cool. She's really good at like equipping you. Yeah.
And I would say that's very apostolic. That's very much the gifting that is apostolic. It equips people to do new things, to go into new territory, imagining something that doesn't exist yet, right? And going about, how do we make this happen?